So I am on a very strict budget this month. And I was communicating that with my friends and they scoffed and laughed. And they were like, it's a road that we know. And me, I'm like, you people don't even know who I am in the society. Amy. Anyway, guys, come along with me as I make this SAPA EGUSI soup today with 3 laps of chicken. I did cook. Forget. Stay with me up until the end of this video and see the magic that I come up with. So first, what I had to do was make some tears, some cuts on my chicken thighs, so that by the time I add my spices and my seasonings and everything, the chicken will drink it all up. And so that when I'm eating it, I'm not going to be tasting rubbish. I'm going to be tasting something really juicy and well spiced up, and my belly is gonna do rumble tumble. Anyway, I added my stock cubes. I had diced some onions. I added that. Apparently, some people don't add onions in their egusi soup. I'm not part of that camp. Me, I add onions in my egusi soup. I agree that there are some soups that you don't add onions to. This is for me because I'm not telling anybody how to cook their soup. Please do what you want, however you enjoy it. I added my onions to egusi. I even add curry too because I like the taste that curry adds to egusi. I added my yaji, I added my pepper, I added my chili flakes, I added my ground uziza seeds because what is egusi without uziza? Skolembe. Anyway, I added all of it. And you can see that the stock is already having a very rich potential. It has like a bright future in the front of it. After I did all those things, I added my water, closed the pot, and allowed everything to cook. Guys, you know in this life that there are things that you're just so thankful for sometimes. For me, it's my mom. That woman is amazing. When we used to live in close proximity, do you guys know that I never lacked the basic things to cook? Things like stockfish, things like palm oil, things like afang leaves. Like, I did not used to go to market and use my money to buy all those things. My mom just provided it free of charge, even Gary. So when people are complaining that, this, that, me, I didn't have that problem, because I had my mommy dearest that would just give them to me free like that. Guys, I added peanut butter to this soup. I had to pause that story because this peanut butter in this soup took it from 0 to 100. And if you know who I am in the society, you'd know that I don't joke with experimenting. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing, but I do it and it comes out amazing either way. So on this day, because it was SAPA, I had some peanut butter, and I know that people make peanut butter soup, peanut soup, groundnut soup as they call it. And then I was like, why not? And then I added it, melted it into the stock after the chicken was done. My brothers and sisters, I will just wait till we get to the end of this video so that you can see the juiciness that I come up with. But this was really good. And I'd say you should give it a try yourself. So I added the peanut butter, melted it in, and allowed everything to, cook up some more. Anyway, I was just telling you guys about my mom, how I did not used to like things like stockfish and all those things. And here, I'm even lamenting. Let me tell you people, I'm lamenting. I'm not just doing a voiceover for this video. I am also lamenting because when you watch this video to the end, you will see that I use stockfish shavings. I call it stockfish shavings because what in an apology is that? I added my crayfish at this point because what is egusi soup without crayfish now? I added my crayfish. It tasted really good. It was really good. Anyway, I was just telling you people that my mom would get me like stockfish heads, the type that's very good for soup, juicy. When you use it to cook afang, use it to cook a dikain kong, like it will just be mixing very well and happily in the pot. I'm thankful for my momo. She's such a blessing. I have a story to tell you guys. Some weeks ago, my dry fish, I had exhausted my dried fish. What did I do? I had the scraps left. That's the head, the bones, those parts that you don't use to cook. I blended it all up because I was like, it's not my dried fish that we waste. Do you even know how much they're selling dried fish? I blended everything up, and that was the powder I used here. Guys, You know, when they are marking your script in the exam hall and you're like 10%, 20%, 30%. That's how this ground dried fish added marks to this soup. It was so, so good. So you have the peanut butter, you have the dried fish as well. So your soup, you don't have to have too much obstacles. I mean, obstacles are good and fine, but if you're in the broke category like me as I'm budgeting this month, please know how to build up your spices. It just helps, really. There are times in my life where I did not have kobo, but I mean, I still made amazing meals because I'm like, in as much as I don't have money, I like to eat food that tastes good, tastes nice, feels good in my tummy, and everything. So know how to build up your spices. Try new things. Don't be so methodical. Try new things and you'll be happy in your life. Anyway, I had blended up my egusi and I had made a paste with it, and that's what I poured in at this point. And I was just going to allow everything to cook, everything to marinate, everything to feel good, in the pot. I was so giddy. I closed the pot up. I also want to thank my mom for another thing, guys. Do you people know that when I was younger, she'd call us to cook in the kitchen? I did not like cooking with my mom because my mom loved to teach. She still loves to teach. And me, I did not like being taught. Yes, especially because you can tell that I like experimenting. I like doing things like just out of the blue, trying new things, trying new methods and all those things. So if you call me to one place and tell me that it must be like this, it must be like this, it must be like this, something in me will be telling you, no, why must it be like that? Why must it be like that, right? So that was the fight my mom and I were always having while I was growing up. So she did teach me how to cook. I mean, I learned a lot from her because she's such an amazing cook, and all. So I grew up like just having an interest in cooking. I like people enjoying my food. That's another thing, right? So sometimes I experiment and make rubbish. It's not as if it's always great, right? But then I learn from it, which makes the whole process all the more beautiful. So I started cooking when I started staying alone, or when I started living alone and having to cook for myself most of the time. I found that I was trying out new recipes. I found that cooking wasn't such a problem for me. Like, I just did it, and I'm thankful and grateful for that one. Guys, I don't like my egusi soup thick. Some people like thick egusi soup. I'm not of that camp. I like my egusi soup not watery, but I like it with an okay consistency. Let me know that there is soup, there. Some people like it when it's really thick. I'm not of that camp. I like white egusi as well, right? But then if I'm going to be adding like enough leaves, I like to add a little palm oil. I love palm oil, but then it depends on the soup I'm having, right? This soup, for example, I use little palm oil, because I don't like the taste of the palm oil, but also because I like white egusi as well. So I did just that. I added more water. Like you'd see through the course of the video that I just keep on adding water because I don't like when the soup is too thick. You'd also find as this video goes on that I taste my food as I cook. Some people say that they don't taste the food as they cook. Professionals, you're not supposed to taste while you cook. Look, I am not a professional cook. As I'm cooking that food, I must be tasting it to know what's going on in my pot of soup, because I cannot end up with something that doesn't taste nice, or with something with too much salt, or with something that's not well adjusted. No, I am tasting every step of the way and making sure it tastes good. That's how I roll. I am no professional chef. I don't even claim to be, right? But I'll tell you that I will taste my food very well to know what I'm getting into, to know what I'm cooking, to know what it's tasting. Do you know that Akwa Ibom has such a rich food culture? A lot of people don't know. I mean, we have a plethora of soups. Afang soup, Edikankok soup, Editang, Afiaferi, different things like this. And I'm so proud that I am well immersed in the culture of our food. Like, I didn't miss out on it. I'm thankful for that, because not a lot of people even know what atama is. And atama is like such a beautiful thing. I mean, it has its own scent, its own taste, just like afang. And not a lot of people know what it is. Not a lot of people have even heard about it. So I am thankful that I'm aware of the food culture, in where I come from. At this point, this soup was already coming together nicely. Atama has its own taste and scent, like I said earlier. So adding it to this soup just took it up the notch. It took it up there, guys. And I mean, I couldn't be more proud of myself. I'm so happy. And my friends are going to hear from me because these people did not believe in me. But look at this pot of SAPA EGUSI soup that is giving wing one. It's giving steezy. It's giving, oh, my taste buds are dancing. And it tasted really good. So at this point, I just needed the leaves to drink up more juice from the soup. So I closed it and allowed it to cook. Please, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Is there anything you'd like for me to try? Let me know. I love you guys so much. You all are amazing. And just know that I'm always going to keep it 100% on this channel. It's always going to be real. No lies, no deceit, nothing. It's just me like this. And I love you all so, so much. Mwah! Have a nice one. Bye-bye.